Hi everyone, I'm Joe and I smell good. So today I have a Ross haul, and it is a Ross haul because the TJ Maxxes that are around me are a lie. They have garbage for selection, and usually they only have like 2 or 3 things and they're not very good anyway. So for whatever reason, Ross seems to be the only one around here that stocks any interesting fragrances. I actually picked up an Invictus flanker from there. I don't know, I've picked up some interesting things from there. I saw light blue in there, interestingly enough. So they have some decent stuff from time to time. And I've got 3 things today. I don't know how any of them are gonna be, but I'm gonna give you my first impressions, so stay tuned. To lead things off, I'm gonna do these in interest of which seem the most interesting to me. So I'm gonna start out with Hummer. And I got this one, I kind of have a soft spot for the car fragrances. I always think it's interesting to find out what the car manufacturers think their drivers should smell like. So usually they're kind of fine, I think is the best descriptor that I could use for most car fragrances. Sometimes they're shocking, like the Bentley for Men series is awesome. But for the most part, the rest of them, I'm gonna do a video on car fragrances at some point. They're fine, they're inoffensive. I expect that to pretty much be the case here. So I'm gonna pop this open, not talk because this mic picks up this so much. You'll see if I can get it open. Oh, there we go. Before I crack into it, I'm actually gonna pull up the notes from Fragrantica. And part of the reason I got this one is because it has a funny bottle and that'll photograph well. And I have an Instagram. If I have any photo editing or video editing skill at all, I will try and put a link to it or box or whatever on YouTube up here. But I'll definitely put a link to it in the description of the video. The notes are not what I was expecting from the color, but whatever, I guess that doesn't really matter. So here is the bottle. Wow. The notes on this one, the top are cardamom, pimento, and caraway. The middle notes are leather, amber, sandalwood, and patchouli. The base notes are thyme and tonka bean. So I guess this is an ambery, smooth, sweet fragrance? Maybe not. Oh, that is a weird sprayer. Oh, actually, okay. You know what? I like this. Yeah, okay, so it has the similar thing with every other car fragrance that I've smelled where like it's immediately likable. It smells clean, but yeah, I mean it's like a very clean, smooth, I would say pretty masculine fragrance. I like this. I'm definitely gonna give this one a wear, especially because this seems like a really nice fall fragrance. Yeah, I like this a lot actually, I'm surprised. I would say this is one of the better car fragrances I think I've smelled. I've got half a dozen or so. I mean, apart from the Bentley ones. I have half a dozen Bentley ones on its own. Okay, so if I'm trying to pick out what I'm smelling here, I would say I definitely get some of the spices, but I think it's really the tonka bean is coming through pretty strong. It's that kind of a smooth, like underpinning of it that's almost a vanilla, but not quite. I get a little bit of the thyme, I feel like, in the caraway. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. There's not much to say about it. It's well blended. It's inoffensive. This is one I think my wife would probably say, oh yeah. I think that would probably, so, which is a pretty good review for her. I don't know, I'll have her smell it and report back. That is interesting. So that is Hummer. I was thinking about like at one point getting all this and all the flankers because they're not very expensive. I might, now that I smelled this one, I might pick up the other ones just because that's better than I expected it to be. Though this thing is weird. Next up, it's going to be Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct Together. I've already got 2 in the line. I have First Instinct Blue, which was the first one I picked up, and First Instinct Extreme. I wasn't that wild about blue. I actually kind of like Extreme. I haven't had a chance to wear either of them yet, really, in earnest, but when I smelled Extreme and then I went back to blue, I kind of liked it more. I'm kind of curious about the female versions of this, and also, these are the first Abercrombie & Fitch fragrances I've smelled. I actually haven't smelled Fierce yet. I know that's crazy to go in that order because Fierce is such a ubiquitous scent, but I'm gonna pick up a bottle of it at some point because it's what my wife says everything smells like that I show her. So I wanna actually figure out if that's true or not. But we have First Instinct Together. They have kind of a cool looking bottle. Again, kind of a sucker for interesting looking bottles. Oh, and this one's pretty. It's got kind of this wavy thing going on. And they all do the side panel plate as well. Pretty bottle. Let me pull up the notes here before I crack into it. I like to have those. The notes for this one are green apple in the top, pineapple leaf, grapefruit, and cardamom. In the middle there are lavender and orange blossom, and then in the base it's musk, sandalwood, and cedar. Okay, well, I'm curious to see. This is definitely the best of the First Instinct ones that I've smelled so far. I really like this a lot. It's a lot more fruity and less spicy. I am a big fan of this one. I'm curious about the dry down for this one because it has the musk, the sandalwood, and the cedar. I don't get a lot of those at the top. I'm getting a lot of the fruit and then a lot of the floral notes with it, the orange blossom and the lavender underneath. Yeah, this is a pretty fruity fragrance. I really like this one a lot. This one is marketed as a men's fragrance, but I think it's pretty unisex. I think you could go either way with it and it'd be perfectly fine. This is definitely the best of the bunch so far. I like this one a lot, actually. I'm gonna wear this probably tomorrow because summer is about out and I feel like this is a pretty strong summer fragrance. It's a really fresh, bright fragrance. It's not, yeah, this is very aquatic, very kind of like marine notes almost. I'm surprised that's not listed on here. That's probably the musk. Yeah, that is absolutely lovely. First Instinct Together. Okay, rounding it out today, I actually have a bottle of Hugo Reversed. This is also, again, this is gonna be something that seasoned veterans of fragrance are gonna kind of scoff at. This is actually my first bottle of Hugo. So, it sounded interesting to me. I actually saw the note breakdown on this one and it seemed like it was up my alley. Again, this seems like another summer fragrance. So here, I'm gonna crack this open. We'll see how long that takes. I do want to read the back for you guys. It says, and gals, a breakthrough in freshness, combining sparkling citrus notes with the power of the woods. Top note, bergamot. Heart note, pamplewood. And that's got a copyright sign next to it. So it's got a copyrighted heart note of pamplewood and base notes of vetiver. The Fragrantica notes say grapefruit with bergamot, and then in the middle notes it's got rosemary, and in the base Haitian vetiver. So I would expect something that's really citrusy and then something grassy, hopefully. I would love it if the vetiver was strong. I'm going to talk about it in another video, but I've been kind of obsessed with this fragrance called Cowboy Grass, and that is nothing like this one, I'm sure, because that's like clary sage and vetiver, but I do love citrus ones. Obviously, I'm new to this, so here's the bottle. Kind of interesting. Again, first time with a Hugo one, so I've seen they kind of have this, I don't know, belt up top here, but is it? Yeah, okay, it's a twist top. Okay, so let's give it a smell. Not a bad atomizer. Okay, actually, I really like this one. It's not what I was expecting. With so few notes, I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit more of, like more pronounced, but this seems a little bit more blended. It's not making any of the particular notes the absolute star. So there's a really bright citrus, obviously, at the top. I imagine wearing this on skin too would bring out some more of the vetiver. I feel like that tends to be the case. But I mean, right off, this is a very, very friendly fragrance to me. I think it smells absolutely delightful. It's again, another summer fragrance, I think, or the gym. I think this would actually be a really nice gym fragrance if you were, to go easy on it, obviously. But it's a nice, clean, without being soapy. Actually, that's an interesting thing. I have a few clean fragrances that they also have this kind of soapy note that makes me think of like Irish Spring, and I'm not really a fan of it. So I'm always kind of nervous now when I check out blue fragrances, because it seems like half of them have that, and it's not my jam. But this does not. Okay, and as the citrus kind of blows off of it, yeah, okay, I get a little bit more of the middle and the base. I don't know, there's a sweetness to it that's really pleasant. I was expecting with it being kind of what is it at the top? Bergamot, and I think they say even pineapple, is that right, on Fragrantica? Grapefruit, bergamot, rosemary, and vetiver. I wouldn't expect a very sweet fragrance, but it is actually pretty sweet. Very smooth though, it's not cloying at all. Like it's kind of just I think I'll probably spray this on actually now. Fan. All right, Hugo Reversed. That is it for this first unboxing, first impressions from Ross. I gotta say, I'm actually pretty pleased, all three of them. I didn't expect to like two of them. I thought this was gonna kind of be a bummer, but it's actually a lot more interesting than I thought it was gonna be, so I'm kind of excited to try this one out and see how it performs. This one, I thought the first one I smelled wasn't very good. I thought the second one I smelled was interesting, but I don't know if I want to wear it a lot. This one actually I really like a lot, so I'm definitely gonna wear this one while it's still warm out. And yeah, this one, I actually sprayed it on, and exactly what I said about it performing differently on the skin. I get a lot more of the vetiver, which I really like a lot. Vetiver, by the way, is kind of a grass, so that's a easy way to think about it. But yeah, it's a really lovely smell. I really like this. This is great summertime, I think. So thank you for joining me. Please leave a comment if you've got any tips or suggestions. I really am enjoying making these videos so far, and I hope that you're enjoying watching them. So please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.